You can't play a first half like this. In my opinion, it was the worst of the Hansi Flick era. I think we were bad in every area. I don't think anyone did well in the first half. And you can't go out on the field with that kind of sluggishness. I mean, you can't go out onto the pitch like that. So sleepy, so out of the game, so uncompetitive, making so many mistakes at the back. We were a sieve, I didn't understand anything, and the team was disorganized. I saw a lot of players waving their hands, like blaming each other for the lack of intensity and football out there. I think the first half was the worst of the Hansi Flick era, and now we've made things even harder. We should also mention the positives. We're not here just to criticize. The team managed to score the 2-1 goal right before halftime, which gave us a lifeline, because Sevilla had two clear chances. I think that if there had been other strikers, Sevilla could have easily gone into halftime with at least 3 or 4 goals. Isaac Romero misses a one-on-one, which is incredible. Pedri crosses, marks Rashford, and we reach halftime at 2-1. I think this goal will boost our morale. Hansi Flick will speak now, and we need to regroup. Let's go get them. Yes, in the second half, we're a different team with a new attitude and version. We have the ball. Frankie and Pedri started moving the team from side to side, and we made 2 changes that were super necessary. He takes off Gerard Martin, who had a yellow card, and takes off Araujo, who was out. Here's what Araujo thinks. He substitutes Eric Garcia for him, okay? To improve ball control, to have more technical quality. Since we want to move the ball faster and with more purpose, he puts Eric Garcia in and takes Araujo out. What's going on? Sevilla takes 3 steps back. We pin them back, we dominate them, and practically on the first play where Valde gets involved in the attack. A strong 1-2 with Marcus Rashford on the left leads to the penalty. It was the opportunity that life gives you on a football afternoon to tie and to come back in the match. I'm sure that given the timing, if we had scored the penalty, we would have won. I have no doubt. Robert Lewandowski misses the shot badly, sending it way off target, and the worst part is Sevilla does nothing. About 5 minutes later, they scored the 3rd goal. That's how incredible football is. Sevilla gets something out of nothing with a Barça that was all in attack, leaving huge open spaces. Sevilla was in control, and after their 3rd goal, Barça tried but couldn't respond while Sevilla kept causing us trouble with little effort. The 4th goal came, a very similar goal, very similar to all the ones they've scored against us in recent matches. Like Paris Saint-Germain's goal on their counterattack, they broke us and scored their 4th to make it 4-1, a real thrashing. It's true that those 2 goals Sevilla scored in the second half, well, they were tough. Barça was at their best then, and we just missed a penalty, but still, Sevilla shouldn't score 4 goals against you. A Sevilla that, it's true, gave it their all yesterday. Sevilla played an amazing match yesterday, but damn, we had it in our hands again. Then Ronnie Barghi, after Lewandowski missed the penalty, he had 2 one-on-ones against Sevilla, but shot both directly at the keeper. I mean, we wasted golden opportunities to get ourselves into the game, and then Sevilla crushed us on the counterattack. That can't be. Sevilla isn't what it was. This team is weak, lacks quality, and is fragile. They themselves were, the fans. I'm talking about the fans. Nobody imagined a Sevilla victory, not even the most optimistic. And they scored 4 on us. They embarrassed us, a team that's a disaster. Embarrassed us, they scored 4 goals on us. We've revealed a weakness I dislike, and that's what I criticize. Self-criticism should focus on that. What image did we show in Sevilla? And that's not an excuse. I don't know if it was the heat, the time, or that they never left the plane. I don't get it. How could that happen to you in a Sevilla match? Physically, tactically speaking, in terms of intensity, Sevilla was winning every duel, every rebound. They anticipated every play. Where's the pride, the drive, the honor? Where is it? Really? Seriously? Yesterday's match? I thought it was a hidden camera and kept saying, this can't be real. 4-1. Now I'll focus on specific topics. You noticed I criticized my own team, right? I'm discussing what I disliked about my team, but now I also have to mention other things that affected the game. Why? Because the early 1-0, Alexis Sanchez's penalty goal. What a penalty, right? What a penalty. It comes from a surreal penalty, one that Muñiz Ruiz just made up. My goodness, Del Chero, Grande, and Gil Manzano were in the video assistant referee room and still called the penalty, even though it wasn't one. Mateo Laos and Turralde Gonzalez, both retired referees, have said, what is that? What did they call? It's one of the biggest mistakes they've seen in a while. No penalty, nothing. Araujo is really clumsy. Ronald, what's wrong with you, brother? What's going on, Araujo? What happened, man? What was going through your head to make you act this way and make these mistakes? It's hard to explain for a top-level player like you, one of the world's best center backs, what's happening with Araujo. Let them explain. It's a whole podcast topic. You could spend an hour just discussing Araujo. The penalty he calls is valid. Araujo is clumsy, being so big. He defends with his hands, grabbing and pushing. But man, I think any little kid who understands soccer sees the penalty and realizes that the Sevilla forward, Isaias Romero, leaves his leg out. He leaves his leg out. He's looking for Araujo and dives. It's a blatant dive, a textbook dive, and he falls for the trap. Araujo and Pita. Penalty. For me, that's a non-existent penalty. And then, well, the yellow cards, I mean, things that just leave you stunned, right? About yesterday's refereeing, they're not going to help you. It's even worse. They'll just make things harder. The penalty leads to yellow cards being given out. And you see the match on Saturday at the Bernabeu when Madrid gets a penalty called. It's a shameful call. Did you notice later that Mourinho, a Villarreal player, gets sent off with a second yellow for putting his hand here? Benicio dives into acting, and you think, wow, there's a team in the capital called the Crybaby. Okay, is the world reference for Crybaby Real Madrid, Real Crybaby Madrid, the one writing letters to Federación Internacional de Football Association and getting into the Negreira issue. And they're the biggest thieves and scoundrels in the world of football. Incredible, isn't that right? Isn't that right? Whenever Villarreal seemed to rally, there was a penalty. After Villarreal made it 2-1, a red card followed, everything went their way. I'm switching topics, right? I went from Barça to Madrid. But it's so you can see that they don't want us to win the league. I mean, they're going to make things extremely difficult, so this doesn't work out for us. It can't be this blatant, especially regarding the penalty called for us, not against us. So in the end, you think, a terrible match plus bad refereeing against us, how are we supposed to win? Impossible. Still, I'm just trying to find some optimism. Even with our poor play and the refereeing, if Barça, Robert Lewandowski, scores the penalty, or if Barça, if he had scored one of his two chances, especially after dribbling past two players and facing the goalkeeper, the game would have been tied at 2. Barça devoured Sevilla, but this was a true feast, an all-you-can-eat buffet. It was Sevilla who ate up Barcelona with fries, with pasta, and with sushi. They beat them 4-1. That's how it is. That's my assessment. That's what I can tell you. I mean, that's what I can tell you. In my view on the match, it made me angry and sad, but that's how it was, family. And I think that at the end of the day, we need to learn, but really learn once and for all, to not make any more mistakes. And you can't go out onto the field with this attitude. With this attitude, you can't go out onto the pitch. Whether it's Oviedo, Sevilla, United, or Paris Saint-Germain, it's impossible to play like this. Because Barcelona deserved to go into halftime having conceded at least 4-1. And that's really tough. That's really tough. So we have to work on it. Like Ira has been talking about this morning on the Twitch channel, last season we faced major challenges. Barça left early in the year, but we were over 10 points behind Atletico de Madrid. Then Barça made a comeback, right? La Liga, and they win, but let's avoid repeating the same mistakes. It's true that there were also a lot of absences, okay? Just to make a point there. Like, come on. But damn, yesterday's image. I think Barça fans don't deserve this match. Lots of encouragement to the players, to Hansi, who was very angry yesterday, to Hansi Flick's staff, and to the fans. To you, keep your heads up, obviously. Don't make the mistake of burning everything down or throwing everything away, because we are where we are. Today is October 6th, and there's a long way to go until the 1st of June. But let's keep some self-criticism, as I think it's helpful for us. I am not justifying, but being self-critical is always good, in my opinion. From Sevilla 4, Barça 1,